The lawlessness of the Wild West and the stories about outlaws and criminals who roamed its untamed borders are two of the primary factors contributing to the region's widespread romanticization. Nevertheless, there were courageous lawmen who stood their own against the floods of illegal activities that were taking place. Let's have a look at Bass Reeves, the African American bounty hunter who inspired the Lone Ranger. Bass Reeves was famous for his career as a deputy U.S. Marshal during the late 19th century. He gained recognition for his remarkable skills as a lawman and his ability to apprehend outlaws. Reeves became a legendary figure in the Old West due to his fearlessness, expert tracking abilities, and the large number of criminals he arrested. His reputation as a highly successful law enforcement officer, especially as an African American in a racially charged era, contributed to his fame and made him an iconic figure in American history. Early years and escaping slavery. Bass Reeves was born into slavery in Crawford County, Arkansas in July 1838. His parents were both enslaved at the time of his birth. He spent his childhood helping out on a farm, and when he was old enough, he started working there as a field hand. When he was 8 years old, his owner, William Steele Reeves, relocated the plantation to Grayson County in Texas. There, Bass made friends with George Reeves, who would later become a representative in the Texas House of Representatives. Bass Reeves fought alongside his brother George during the American Civil War. George was a Confederate soldier. In spite of this, Bass was finally able to break free from his bonds, most likely as a result of a game of cards in which he prevailed against George in a physical struggle. After escaping the South, Bass found refuge with a number of different Native American tribes in the Indian Territory, which is now known as Oklahoma. There he became fluent in their languages and customs and improved his abilities with both tracking and guns, emancipation, and a fresh start. Following the abolition of slavery by the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment, Bass Reeves took advantage of his newly won freedom and established a home in the area of Van Buren, Arkansas. He began a career as a rancher and married Nellie Jenny, with whom he started a family. Over the course of his career, Bass became associated with the federal court in Van Buren, where he served as a guide for United States deputy marshals working in the Indian Territory. Appointment as a deputy U.S. Marshal. Isaac C. Parker was named a federal judge in 1875, the same year that the Western District Court of the United States relocated to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Isaac received his appointment as a deputy United States Marshal. James Fagan was sworn in as the United States Marshal, and efforts were made to hire deputy marshals. Bass Reeves was the perfect choice because of his familiarity with the area and his ability to converse with members of a variety of indigenous communities. After the Mississippi River, Reeves was the first black person to hold the position of United States Marshal west of the river. Legendary lawman and a master of disguise, Bass Reeves, as a deputy United States Marshal, undertook manhunts throughout the vast territories allocated to him to cover. Even though he was illiterate and could not write, he had someone read out loud the arrest warrants for wanted offenders, and he committed the information to memory. While on the trail, Reeves relied on his talents as a tracker and rode his white stallion beside a wagon, a cook, and occasionally a Native American posseman. Reeves earned a name for himself thanks to his unmatched skill with a gun, his daring, and the deception he could pull off. He frequently collaborated with well-known authorities such as Bud Ledbetter and Bill Tillman. Reeves successfully infiltrated an outlaw's lair on more than one occasion by adopting the persona of a fleeing criminal who appeared to be in a state of desperation. He was victorious in pursuing the lawbreakers and could claim the rewards offered for their capture. Notable captures and challenges. Bass Reeves had a career filled with notable captures and faced various challenges as a deputy U.S. Marshal. His relentless pursuit and strategic approach made him highly successful in apprehending dangerous outlaws and fugitives. One of Reeves's amazing captures was Belle Starr, also known as the Bandit Queen. She was a notorious female outlaw involved in horse theft, bootlegging, and other criminal activities in the Indian Territory. Reeves managed to apprehend her, putting an end to her reign of lawlessness. Another significant capture was the Rufus Buck Gang. This group of outlaws was responsible for a series of robberies, murders, and other violent crimes. Reeves played a crucial role in their capture, bringing an end to their reign of terror in the region. Cherokee Bill, a notorious outlaw and member of the Cook Gang, was also captured by Reeves. Cherokee Bill had a reputation for his involvement in numerous robberies and murders. Reeves's successful apprehension of him was a significant achievement. Throughout his career, Bass Reeves faced numerous challenges. Being a black man in a predominantly white society, he encountered racism and prejudice both within law enforcement and from the criminals he pursued. He had to work harder to prove himself and earn the trust and respect of his colleagues and the communities he served. Additionally, Reeves faced the dangers of the Indian Territory, a vast and treacherous landscape with remote areas, dense forests, and rugged terrain. He constantly risked ambushes, confrontations with armed outlaws, and the harsh conditions of the frontier. Language and cultural barriers were another challenges for Reeves. Navigating different Native American tribes in the Indian Territory, each with its own languages, customs, and traditions, required effective communication and understanding. This was crucial for gathering information and successfully apprehending fugitives. Reeves also confronted well-organized criminal networks and gangs that operated across state and territorial lines. These outlaws had strong connections and support, making their capture challenging. Legacy and impact. Bass Reeves stepped down from his position as a Deputy United States Marshal in 1907 after serving in that capacity for more than 32 years. His legacy and impact are as follows. Because of his incredible career and many achievements, he has left an indelible impact on the annals of law enforcement in the Wild West. In spite of the widespread bigotry that existed during that time period, Reeves was able to earn the respect and admiration of his fellow law enforcement officers, as well as the communities that he served. The legacy of Reeves will live on long after his arrest record, which is rather amazing. As a black lawman living during a time of racial tension and discrimination, he disproved the misconceptions about black lawmen and showed his remarkable ability as a peace officer. His accomplishments were passed down through generations of African Americans in the law enforcement community through the oral tradition, where they became the stuff of mythology and served as an inspiration, recognition, and honors. Bass Reeves did not get a lot of attention during his lifetime, but his successes have been getting more and more attention in recent years, which shows that his legacy is still going strong. In recognition of the significant accomplishments that Bass Reeves made in the field of law enforcement, a statue of him was constructed in Fort Smith, Arkansas in the year 2012. In addition to that, he is a member of the Hall of Great Westerners at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, as well as the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame. In addition, the tale of Bass Reeves has been told in a number of novels and films, and it even served as the basis for the creation of the character known as the Lone Ranger. His incredible life is a monument to the bravery, determination, and resiliency of those who fought for justice during a time that was fraught with difficulty and unrest. Bass Reeves, the first black person to serve as a U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi River, beat the odds and established himself as a legendary lawman of the Wild West. Reeves was able to display unrivaled qualities in tracking, daring, and expertise in apprehending outlaws throughout his life. From his emancipation from slavery to his spectacular career as a Deputy United States Marshal, his legacy as a pioneer in law enforcement continues to motivate and remind us of the unsung heroes who helped to the taming of the Wild West. He was a pioneer in law enforcement. That's all for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. See you next time.